what's up guys, it's Talon. Today I'm going to be talking about how to play ranged versus melee in the mid lane. So the main things I'm going to talk about first is punishing last hits from your opponent. Just simply whenever they try to go for a last hit, you auto attack them since you have the range advantage and you use your abilities to poke them out. Secondly, wave management. It's very important to try to keep the wave closer to your side of the map when you can, especially in the early game. You only want to last hit stuff. This is due to the fact that it makes them very gankable and also makes them have to overextend for last hitting so that you can punish those last hits and then simply shoving the lane when they try to roam to deny them gold. Third is level spikes. Understand that most assassins are strongest around level 3 because that's when they have all of their abilities to combo onto you. Level 3 and 5 that is, because then they can all in you at level 5. This means that at level 1 and 2 you need to poke them out and you need to be aware of the different abilities they have and what those abilities mean for you in the lane in terms of, for example, an Akali second ability, which she gets at level 2, being very dangerous for many ranged champions. Other champions like Katarina aren't really threats until level 3 and level 5. So just understanding the different level spikes in lanes and punishing them when they're not at those level spikes yet. And lastly, punishing roams, making sure that whenever the enemy roams, even if they do get kills and get gold off that, you deny them gold in lane since you're not always going to be able to match that as a ranged squishy champion. So instead, you just simply deny the gold by pushing the wave under their tower and making them lose that gold under their tower so that they either have to decide between either losing the minions or trying to risk getting a potential kill that might not always work out. Okay, in this example here, I'm against a Katarina in lane, and so my initial goal as the ranged champion with the level 1 advantage is to get any type of poke on her that I can. Ideally, I'm either going to pop her bone plating or at least get some type of trade on her so that she's weaker before she gets to level 2 and 3, which is where she's a little bit stronger as an assassin champion. So here again, I'm waiting for her to try to CS. She ends up pulling the wave to her, meaning that I know she can greed for the CS. As soon as she greets for the CS, I get an electrocute proc on her, getting her low initially. It's very important to poke out assassins at level 1 whenever they go for CS, and a lot of times the assassin players, especially in lower elos, won't be willing to give up CS early game, just like this Katarina here, not giving up CS, allowing me to get plenty of autos up onto her, and that gives me a health advantage level 1. Now that I have the health advantage level 1 and I have the wave on my side of the map, which is done because she greeted by trying to auto attack it too much, allowing the wave to be on my side of the map, I will simply freeze it here and poke her whenever she goes for CS. Normally, most assassins will have one ability which is range that allows them to farm the wave. In this case, it's Katarina's, I believe, first ability, where she throws the daggers and farms. So whenever that's on cooldown is when I want to punish her. I'm going to allow her to farm the last hits with her first ability because I know that that ability is ranged and I cannot punish it just like she does here. Now that it's on cooldown, I want to, as soon as possible, try to force any type of trade on her and poke her down whenever she goes for CS. So I know this CS she might not be able to use her first ability on. She might greet it, so I'm going to try to trade with her if she can. She does greet it, and boom, instantly trade with her because I know her range ability is on cooldown. Very, very important to keep track of the range ability of the assassin for reasons like that. Now, because I have more minions than them, I'm going to try to slowly push it into them and use my wave priority in whatever way I can. I look at the top lane and I see my Riven, or their Riven fighting, so I want to see if I can potentially help them in any way. Doesn't look like I can, so I decided to go back to mid lane. Katarina is overextended because I have the wave on my side of the map. This allows me to catch her out and easily poke her down. And then we're just going to end up getting the kill under there. So the most important things are level 1, you need to harass in any way you can whenever they go for last hits. Just like I did there in the level 1. I get her down early. Then I wait for her to use her ranged abilities at level 2 and 3 to farm. And whenever those ranged abilities are on cooldown and CS is low, I punish her for dashing onto that CS. That way either she loses CS or she dashes onto it and takes an unfavorable trade. And that allowed me to get the solo kill easily by the time she got to level 5. Okay guys, this next lane matchup is going to be Ziggs into Akali, and so for Akali specifically, her best power spike is at level 2 because that's when she gets her Shroud, her second ability, and that is when you need to be most aware of her. So I know that at level 1 she's very weak and I want to poke her out in any way that I can. Even if she initially gets on top of me, I can simply chase her down when she's running away because I have range, and obviously she's a melee champion, so she can't continue to deal damage to me. Here she thinks she's winning the trade because she's getting the initial poke on me, but I end up getting an auto as she runs away and just trade out the poke equally with her. I continue to poke her as she CS's, and I allow the wave to stay on my side of the map. She's greeting for the CS here early and trying to shove the wave under my tower, and this makes it so that I can easily freeze it on my side of the map, allowing me to continue to poke her while she has to greed for more farm due to the fact that my minions are obviously on my side of the map. So here she overextends. She uses her second ability. Her second ability is very, very dangerous, and that is the only way that Akali will beat you if you are a ranged champion. So as soon as she uses it, you notice that I run away. I do not let her attack me at all. I allow her to shoot the wave. That's fine with me. She can hit the wave when she uses her second ability. Once that cooldown is gone, it's an 18-second cooldown. That is when I can start to trade with her again. I know the cooldown's on, or the second ability is on cooldown for a little bit longer here, and now she ends up using it again. I simply back away. She gets 1 Q on me. That's all that she gets, nothing more. And she tries to shove the wave again. Now that her second ability is on cooldown, the very dangerous ability, I know I can poke her again. I'm simply playing around her ability cooldowns and trading whenever they're not on cooldown, and not greeting for CS when it is off cooldown. Here again, I have less minions than them, meaning that their minions are pushing into me. This is very good because I can deny her CS. She ends up backing here because she's too low health to actually trade. And what you're going to see here is I'm only going to last hit the minions, and many of her minions will end up dying so that she can't farm them. And I'm going to have over a 350 gold lead at this point in the game. I know you guys won't see it, but that's the amount of gold lead that I currently have. And she just can't do anything because I'm freezing it on my side of the map. Now she tries to make it play on the other side of the map, but I'm simply just farming and denying her gold. So much gold, in fact, that it's basically just a kill's worth of gold at this point that I've denied from her. So even if she ends up getting a kill in the back, it really won't matter. I still have the wave on my side of the map, so I can continue to zone her while she greets for any type of CS here. Again, she's going to greed for it. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss my poke. She uses her second ability. I immediately run away. I don't want to get hit by any of that. And now that I have more minions than her, I know that I'm slowly going to end up pushing this wave. So I'm going to just try to push it very slowly. However, she makes another mistake here, hitting the wave too early and trying to get it under my tower. This is a mistake because it keeps the wave on my side of the map. Now again, I have slightly more minions than her, so I'm again going to last hit and try to build up a big minion wave so that I can eventually get it under her tower and then poke her out under her tower, or get it back out first, or, you know, just like deny her farm because the farm will die to her turret while she's backing if she's too low. She again uses her shroud, so I again respect the shroud. I simply poke her out again when she's in the shroud, and she tries the last hit and fails to get all of the last hits off. And now that she's low enough, she's very susceptible to any type of ganks or anything like that. Here again, I have an entire level advantage, as you can see, because of all this farm that I denied on her, and she's gonna unsuccessfully all in me here because of the fact that I have exhaust. It's also a very important thing as a very squishy champion to take exhaust into assassins, because you can easily do stuff like this and deny them any type of kill pressure. I unfortunately missed my ultimate here because she ends up flashing it, but she's low enough where I can simply, after getting this fruit, push the wave under her tower, and I will either make it so that my wave dies to her tower and she loses it, or she overextends for the kill due to my Galio being here. And so what she's going to decide on is ending up overextending for the kill, and she's going to easily die to my Galio. So the important things to note here are, again, level 1 harassing because Akali's power spikes at level 2. When she uses her level 2, when she gets level 2, I respect her shroud, and once she uses the shroud, that's when I go more aggressive once it's on cooldown. Those are the very important things against Akali, and then keeping the wave on your side of the map so that she has to overextend for CSing, allowing you to easily poke her out. Okay guys, this laning example is going to be against former rank 1 Akali, current rank 6 Akali in North America, named Trickster. He's an extremely good player, and I'm going to show you how to punish roams from even really good players to allow yourself to keep an equal gold advantage in the laning phase. And this is only if their ganks work out or their roams work out. Even if their roams work out, you can still keep yourself relatively close in gold, and if their roams don't work out, then they'll lose out on a lot of gold due to their roams. However, I'm going to first talk about the early parts of this lane, since he doesn't roam until a bit later on. And so at the start of this lane, I'm again going to be trying to poke him as I would any other player. He's smart enough to not get poked early. He's going to, unlike most players, be smart enough to not get poked as much as I normally would want to early. So I'm just going to simply take that auto trade, and that auto trade actually allows me to pop his bone plating, and that's very important because now my future trades will deal much more damage since he doesn't have it for 30 seconds. Now, whenever he tries to greed for level 2 is when I'm going to try to poke him. Since I have level 2 first, I know I have the current advantage, so if he tries to go for CS in last hit, I will simply poke him out with my level 2 advantage like I do here. I will get a big trade advantage on him there. However, I do miss a few CS, which is unfortunate. I want you to keep this in mind, however. I miss a couple CS in this lane, and I'm still about equal. Now he uses Shroud, and I'm again going to respect the Shroud. I'm not going to go too aggressive because the Shroud is his biggest power spike. Now that it's on cooldown, I don't have any fears. And now is when I'm going to start talking a little bit about the roaming. Not quite yet, but soon you'll see. So I'm just going to talk about it. When somebody roams, what you want to do, you see here he's roaming because the bot side of the map we see our Aatrox, and instead of just matching the Akali's roam, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shove the lane as fast as possible as soon as I notice Akali. And what this is going to do is this is going to push the wave under his tower and cause him to lose a lot of gold. Even if he ends up getting a kill off of his roam, he will lose a lot of gold on the mid lane, so it's actually not going to be super worth for him. And that's only if the roam works out as well. If he gets a kill on the roam, then it's fine. He gets the gold, but he still loses the gold in the mid lane. But if he doesn't get the kill in the roam, then I just simply get a big advantage on him. So either way, it's either a small loss for me or a big win for me, whereas all that he gets is a small gold advantage from his roam. And while it is a good play from him since he ends up getting the kill, I still minimize the losses from that roam, and I still have the health advantage on him since he lost it from that fight. This allows me to then freeze this next wave, and allows me to get it back off to get my lost chapter in lane. This will make me much stronger in lane, and it also allows me to deny him farm since I have more or less minions than him, meaning his minions will kill mine first and deny him more gold. Now a bit later on in the lane, he's going to do a similar thing roaming, and I'm going to do a similar thing punishing it. And you're going to notice that despite me missing a lot of CS early on in the lane, I'm only going to be down about 200 gold by the end of this whole lane phase. And I'm also going to blow his flash, which is very important, of course. Here again, I'm going to punish him whenever he goes for last hits, just as I would against any assassin. I'm going to pop his bone plating. I'm going to respect his Shroud because I know I can't really kill him in the Shroud. And he's going to get the wave under my tower, so I'm just going to try to clear the wave since I can't really punish him. I'm going to ping enemy missing so that my teammates know. You always want to try to ping when the assassin roams so your teammates can be a bit aware of it. They're not always going to listen, but sometimes they will, so you might as well do it. Here again, I see him going in. I see him ult onto my Thresh, and instead of immediately going to my Thresh, what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the mid wave because I know that I can't punish the Akali. Now, I'm a bit indecisive here and don't go as fast as I should have. However, I will eventually decide to do that, denying him more farm again, and I will deny him about 200 gold in these minions, but he does get 300 gold on the kill, so it still is worth for him. But again, that's only because the kill ends up going to him. If he doesn't get the kill, again, I get the advantage. I also managed to take a plate here and farm this wave, meaning that I'm actually going to be relatively close in gold and able to get it back off in a soon situation in order to get my Luden's Echo, which is very important for any dragon fight. Now I'm going to stay here again because I'm waiting for my Luden's Echo. I want to get to that power spike before the dragon fight, and I'm going to ping danger again when the Akali roams. I'm looking to match it since there's no wave currently, and I can't punish him by denying him the wave, so instead I was looking to match his roam. However, now that the wave's here, I can go back to the mid lane and try to deny him farm or trade with him. Now that his Shroud's out, I know that I can properly trade with him, and he is currently trying to shove the wave, which is a mistake from him because my Aatrox is coming. It ends up blowing his flash and allowing me the advantage for the dragon fight because he has no flash. Again, I'm initially thinking about freezing here, but then I see him probably roaming is what my guess, so I'm going to shove the lane as soon as possible. This also allows me to back for my Luden's Echo, which is very important. So the most important things here, you can see I was only down about 150-200 gold by the end of the lane, despite him getting 2 kills. And the reason for that, again, is because I shoved the lane under his tower while he roams, and that means that he then loses the gold on the roam, even if he does get the kills. And again, if he did not get those kills, he would lose farm without gaining anything on the other side of the map. Additionally, rotating those fights often means that he's going to lose his flash or waste his ultimate, whilst I can keep that stuff up in the mid lane, allowing me to then pop off in later fights such as this one, where I'm going to end up getting a kill off of my flash here, and also, you know, end up getting a kill on this Lee Sin, or helping my team get a kill rather. So that's just a very important thing to keep in mind there, just simply punishing roams just like I did in that game. So yeah. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for the video. I just want to acknowledge quickly, you know, I know this was a bit of a different type of video with the longer individual clips, and that's just due to the fact that laning is a bit more intricate and has a bit more details to it, so I thought a bit longer clips would better suffice to show what I was trying to talk about. So let me know what you thought about that. Additionally, I do stream on Twitch if you guys didn't know. It seems like some people might not know that, so I actually stream on Twitch at TalonWR basically every day. So if you want to watch me push my mid lane account, we're about 20-25 marks from Challenger on that account. So if you want to come watch me hopefully hit Challenger soon, feel free to stop by, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks as always for watching.